What can you tell us what you think about Buffalo? Like, are they the team? Are they legit?
And also, are you like a little bit excited just because you are a Bills fan? Like, is there something there?
They haven't made the playoffs in 14 years.
Well, and Reese was saying that. He's like, there's kids that have never seen their team
in the playoffs.
That's so exciting for the community.
Mm-hmm. Think if you're like a 20-year-old Buffalo Sabres fan. They've made the playoffs since you're 6. You basically don't remember the last time they were in the playoffs. And you're 20. You're like a fully grown. Like, that's crazy.
That's so exciting.
It's super exciting. I do think, like, I have a soft spot for like Buffalo and the sports community there, obviously. I think kind of like every hockey fan going into the playoffs, like, I don't know if you've seen any of the highlights, like that building is absolutely rocking right now. Like, there's a life in that fan base and the team's feeding off it. I think every hockey fan, unless maybe you're a Leafs fan, like, once your team's out, you're probably watching Sabres games in the playoffs, being like, I'm rooting for them. Like, they're a great story, especially considering in December, they fired their GM because they were like, this is a disaster. And they were right near the bottom of the league. And what they've done since December 1st, they're the number 1 team in the NHL. And it's something like they're like 30 points percentages or whatever, however you'd say it, above second. There you go, points percentage since December 1st.
Yeah.
Look at that gap between them and Colorado.
That's
even.
crazy.
That's wild. 29-8-2.
I saw someone share this and they just wrote "Hell has frozen over" and it had like 20,000 likes on X. I was like, wow, this is making some noise.
I don't think early in the season anybody would have expected this. It does feel a bit like St. Louis when they got things rocking and they were unstoppable. And they won the Stanley Cup that year.
Team of Destiny stuff. I'm also holding out hope because there's been a tweet going viral over the last like kind of 3-4 days. Some Sabres fan tweeted back in 2018, so 8 years ago. And he goes, guys, I just talked to a psychic who told me the Sabres are winning the Stanley Cup in 2026 and the Bills are winning the Super Bowl in 2027. So I don't believe in most of that mumbo jumbo.
But that's exciting.
But if the Sabres win the Cup this year, I'm all in on this one psychic.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's cool. I think they would be like everybody's second favorite team right now because, they've had hardships. And
everybody likes lovable losers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If they get her done or like even end up this season, let's say in first place in the East or in their division, what happens if they want to be awarded the GM of the year when they fired their first GM who kind of put the majority of this lineup together?
Well, yeah, like the Jarmo Kekalainen took over in December, and the only move he made was the one on the day before the deadline, acquiring Shannon Stanley from Winnipeg. Other than that, this is the exact same team that the fired general manager built. Like, that's insane.
Oh my God.
I don't think you can give him GM of the year. No. But what it is doing is like Kevin Adams, when they fired him, everyone was like, oh, he had 5 years to rebuild the Sabres and they never got a sniff of the playoffs. Brutal GM. And now everyone's kind of sitting here being like, maybe he'll get another job. Like, he's probably sitting at home, like actively rooting for the Sabres as much as maybe he's pissed off. Because he's
bitter.
Like, but like, if they go on this run and he's like, see, like my plan worked, guys. I just needed the 5th year.
Yeah, here's my resume.
Yeah, he'll get another job for sure.
Well, the interesting thing to me too is like he built this team kind of defense first with his big picks early on.
Yeah.
Like Dahlin and Power, and you started from the back end, but those guys don't really show what they got for NHL elite skill until they're 23, 24, whereas you can get a forward like Macklin Celebrini who comes in and can be dominant in his year 18, 19.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it took 5 years, but that's because he started with getting really good defense, and if he hadn't, like, who knows?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be where they are right now, probably.
Yeah, and even, like, I mean, he was in a tough spot this summer with the Peterka deal. And he had to, Peterka wanted out, had to trade him. That's a young 30-plus goal scorer. He flips him for Kesselring and Doan, and Josh Doan's having a better year than Peterka now, which is insane. Like, again, in hindsight, he made some great moves. But again, in December, we were all sitting there carving the guy. So it's kind of like
It would have been awesome if Parayko would have said yes to that deal, because I think you add that grit to that lineup, and they would have been a favorite coming out of the East, maybe.
And all those D-men you mentioned, they're all lefties. So like a big Colton Parayko on the right side with some of those young guys would have been really, really good. But that's a whole nother mess in St. Louis because they want to rebuild, but everyone they have has a no-trade clause and none of them want to leave. So it's like this awkward thing where management's like, go away. And these guys are like, no, we all believe in each other.
And love the city.
Yeah, and love the city. Yeah, like Parayko's married to like some girl who's like the heir to a pizza chain in St. Louis. And he's like, I ain't leaving.
I got it made.
That's so funny. I thought for sure he'd want to come to somewhere like Edmonton because he's such a bubble guy, like a St. Albert lifestyle.
I think he'd wave to come back to Edmonton in the summer.
Yeah. I agree. I think that would be kind of cool.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like it, hype it, and share it with your friends.
And to not miss any of our content, make sure you're subscribing to the Oilers Nation YouTube channel.
Freaking nailed it.